Lots of blue skies today. I think there are a few events going around here too. And what I read today, I guess this is one of those things where I've often said you have to worry about people using drones in a bad way, not worry about people flying toys. How about this one? This one says cartels use bomb-carrying drones on army. Mexico says. The Mexican army acknowledged for the first time Friday that some of its soldiers have been killed by bomb-dropping drones operated by drug cartels. Defense Secretary General Luis Crescencio Scandovo did not provide exact figures on the number of casualties suffered in the attacks. Our personnel have suffered wounds and some of our troops have even died in the attacks, Sandoval said. Now apparently they're trying to deal with this with equipment to track drones and stuff, because it says here what we are seeking with this anti-drone equipment is to have the security capability which we lack for our personnel performing reconnaissance and patrols. Sandoval said the army continues to encounter far more roadside bombs than drone-dropped ones. The Jalisco drug cartel has been fighting local gangs for the control of Michoacan for years, and the situation has become so militarized that the warring cartels use roadside bombs or IDs, penches, pillboxes, homemade armored vehicles, and sniper rifles. Wow, it sounds like they have their own economy, I guess you could say, in terms of all these military-esque type of equipments and all that. It says the cartels, especially the Jalisco cartel, have frequently equipped larger commercial drones with specially built mechanisms to release small but fairly professional-looking aerial bombs. Last year, authorities found a machine shop used to make the metal bomb casings for such attacks. Drone-carried bombs, which were unknown in Mexico prior to 2020, rose to at least 260 in 2023. But even that number may be an underestimate. Residents in some part of Michoacan say that attacks by bomb-dropping drones are a near daily occurrence. Imagine that, a daily occurrence for this type of stuff. And again, you gotta find ways to deal with actual criminals and all that versus always going after people flying toys and all that just for fun. And this doesn't sound very good if we need stuff like drones for this in the future. This one says Russia develops Doomsday Drone in case of nuclear attack. Russian experts have created a Doomsday Drone intended to monitor radiation levels in the event of a nuclear attack. This was announced to the TASS news agency by the general director of the Center for Integrated Unmanned Solutions. This is an FPV-type drone, i.e. equipped with a camera that transmits the images taken in real time and wirelessly to the equipment used for its remote piloting, for example, glasses, a mobile phone, or a tablet. And he says, quote, I am sure the common sense will prevail that the world will not allow the use of nuclear weapons and that therefore this drone will never be needed. That's the hope anyways. However, it would be a crime not to prepare for worst case scenarios. Kazakian said, we all know that FPV drones not only have high maneuverability and speed, but that with a certain pilot skill, they can fly into buildings and industrial structures. For an experienced pilot, it will not be difficult to quickly fly around the target with a reconnaissance drone and carefully observe every nook and cranny. The drone in this case carries a toxic substance sensor and a special dosimeter that signals whether a given level of radiation has been exceeded, explained the director. Drones are currently in use for these purposes have disadvantages because they require the pilot to be in the area in person. Furthermore, in general, these systems are expensive and slow to deploy. For example, they are difficult to use in situations where the commander of the convoy needs to decide which route to take, where it is safe to travel and where it is not. Kozyakin added, I guess that's kind of true too in terms of flying a drone having to be within a certain distance, just a couple of kilometers, you'll probably still get the effects of all that nuclear explosion and stuff, huh? It says the new drone he described, however, has a range of action ranging from 500 meters to 2 kilometers, depending on the conditions of the ground, signal transmission, and radiation. Well, like they say, the hope is we'll never need stuff like that, but I guess you'll just never know. And then apparently there was news of the US Justice Department suing TikTok, as if, I guess, that platform isn't already having enough issues, huh? In terms of, I guess, US laws and all that. It says TikTok sued by US Justice Department for alleged violations of kids' privacy. In March 2019, TikTok agreed to a US federal court order barring the social media giant from collecting personal information from its youngest users without their parents' consent. According to a new lawsuit filed by the US authorities, TikTok immediately breached that order and now faces penalties of $51,744 per violation per day. Wow, that's a lot of money. So what exactly did they do? According to this anyways, it says the complaint filed on Friday alleges that as of 2020, TikTok wouldn't let users sign up on their own if they entered a birth date that showed they were under 13 years old. but it allowed those same users to go back, edit their birth date, and sign up without parental permission. Okay, that's kind of an interesting, I guess, workaround anyways. It says TikTok also wouldn't remove accounts purporting to belong to children unless the user made an explicit admission of their age on their account. According to the lawsuit, TikTok's hired content moderators allegedly spent just 5 to 7 seconds on average reviewing accounts for age violations. Defendants actively avoid deleting the accounts of users they know to be children, the lawsuit states. Additionally, millions of accounts flagged as potentially belonging to children allegedly were never removed because of a bug in TikTok's internal tools. Either way, again, this company can't get a break anyways in terms of operating in the US, it seems like. All right, see you guys later.